Hi, good morning students. This is JSR. In this video, discuss the lesson motion in a straight line. This is the third lesson in NCERT book. Motion in a straight line describes motion of a bodies in one dimension, such as cars or vehicles moving along the road, bodies projected vertical upwards along a line, or bodies freely falling bodies. Like that, motion in one dimension are explained in motion in a straight line. So the contents in this chapter. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about frame of reference, rest and motion, distance displacement, speed and velocity, average speed, average velocity, instantaneous velocity, acceleration, average acceleration, instantaneous acceleration, displacement time graph, that is position time graph, velocity time graph, equation of motion with uniform acceleration, equation of motion with uniform velocity, acceleration due to gravity, and equations of motion under gravity and relative velocities. These are the contents that we have to discuss in this chapter. In this video, first of all, we discuss about frame of reference. First thing is frame of reference. Frame of reference is a three-dimensional coordinate system with respect to which measurements, positions, motions of objects are observed. I repeat the definition. Frame of reference is in general a three-dimensional coordinate system with respect to which measurements of position, motion of objects are observed. For example, let us consider a ball rolled on a street. Consider a ball rolling on the street. So if you consider the street at a particular point, street at a particular point is a coordinate system. With respect to that, ball is rolling. So we observe the position of the ball, we observe the motion of the ball. The measurements of positions and motion of the balls are observed with respect to certain point on the street. So certain point on the street is generally considered to be a frame of reference. With respect to observe, we observe the motion of the ball on the street. Like that, suppose a volleyball is moving over the net. Certain point on the ground is considered as a frame of reference. We assume a frame of reference at certain point on the ground. With respect to that point, we observe the motion of volleyball. So point on the ground is considered as the frame of reference. And like that, we have the frame of references for any motion. Next one, we define the rest and motion. Rest. A body is said to be at rest if its position does not changes with time. A body is said to be at rest if position of the body does not changes with time. So this is the definition of rest. Similarly, motion. A body is said to be in motion if the position of the body changes with time with respect to coordinate system. A body is said to be in motion if position of the body changes with time with respect to a coordinate system, then body is said to be in motion. To understand rest and motion clearly, let us consider one example. Consider a ball placed on the table. Position of the ball does not changes with respect to table. So with respect to table, ball is at rest. Suppose ball is rolled on the table. Now position of the ball is changing with respect to table with time. Position of the ball is changing with respect to table with time. Hence, a rolling ball is said to be in motion with respect to table. one very important point regarding rest and motion is rest and motion are relative quantities but not absolute. For example, consider a passenger in a moving train. Consider a passenger in moving train. A passenger in moving train is at rest with respect to co-passenger, but same passenger is said to be in motion with respect to an observer outside the train. Same passenger is in motion with respect to an observer on the platform. So, when you consider one passenger, he is said to be at rest with respect to co-passenger. With respect to co-passenger coordinate system, he remains in the rest position. With respect to coordinate system of outside the train, that is with respect to an observer on the platform, passenger is changing its position. Hence, he is said to be in motion. This example clearly shows that rest and motion are relative quantities but not absolute quantity. Next comes to distance and displacement. Distance. Change of position of a body without reference to direction, or total length of actual path travelled by the body is distance. I repeat, total length of actual path travelled by the body is distance. Whereas displacement, definition of displacement, change of position of a body in a definite direction is displacement. Other definition is the shortest path is also known as the displacement, but perfect definition is change of position of a body in a definite direction is displacement. To understand this distance and displacement, now I see a picture in the video, you can clearly understood with that picture. Let us consider a body travels from A to B along one zigzag path as shown in the picture. Let us consider a body traveling along a zigzag path. That is the actual path travelled by the body. Then total length of actual path travelled by the body is distance. In the same case, draw a straight line from A to B. Draw a straight line from A to B. Length of the straight line is displacement. Its direction is from A to B. So distance and displacement can be understood in this example. Distance is the total length of actual path travelled by the body. Change of position from A to B is length of the straight line drawn from A to B is displacement. Here we understood two things. Distance has no direction. It is only having magnitude. Total length of the path is distance. Total length is possessing only magnitude and no direction. Hence distance is a scalar quantity. Whereas displacement is drawn from initial point to final point. We draw a line connecting the initial point to final point and it is showing direction from A to B in a straight line. Arrow mark indicates the direction of displacement. Hence, in this journey, when we draw a straight line from point A to point B, the change of point in a straight line, change of position in a straight line is indicated by a straight line drawn from A to B in the direction of A to B. It is a displacement. So displacement has magnitude, that is length of straight line AB, and the direction from A to B is the direction of displacement. So displacement has both magnitude and direction. Hence displacement is a vector quantity. So I conclude distance is a scalar, displacement is a vector. And SI unit of distance and displacement is same, meter. And CGS unit of distance and displacement is centimeter. The relation is 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So let me to explain few more examples of distance and displacement to understand it clearly in numerical value. Let us consider a body starts from a point A and complete a circle of radius R like this. Consider a point, a body starts from one point and travelling along circular path of radius R and complete a circle. Then distance is total length of actual path, that is perimeter of circle. Circle is the actual path. So total length of actual path is perimeter of the circle, that is 2 pi r. Hence distance is 2 pi r. Comes to displacement. Body starts from A and returns to the same point after one revolution. So starting point is A and destination is also A. Then when you draw the vector line from A to A means it is a point. Therefore length of line drawn from A to A is 0. Therefore displacement is 0. Displacement is 0, distance is 2 pi r in this example. Let us consider another example. Consider a body starts from point A and completes a semicircle of radius r and reaches diametrical opposite point. Then distance is length of semicircle, that is pi r. Displacement is a length of straight line drawn from A to diametrical opposite point B. So A to B diametrically drawn opposite point is the length of AB is equal to diameter. So that is 2r. For in this case, in half revolution, in completion of semicircle, distance is pi r, displacement is equal to 2r. Let us consider one more example. Consider a tower of height h. A body is thrown vertically upwards from point O from the top of a tower. It is thrown vertically upwards from the tower and reaches a height y above the top of the tower, reaches some point A and returns to the ground. Here height of the tower is h and vertical distance travelled above the top of the tower is y and returns to the ground. So total length travelled by the body in its actual path is O to A is y, then in the downward journey y plus h. So total distance is y plus h, 2y plus h. Whereas displacement, the length travelled in positive direction is y in upward journey. From highest point to the ground, length travelled in downward direction along negative y axis is y plus h. Net displacement is y is the upward journey plus y minus of y plus h. Y minus of y plus h means minus h. Or other words, body starts from O and returns to ground at B. Draw a straight line from O to B. So displacement is the straight line drawn from initial to final point. So OB straight line is the displacement. Its value is h in opposite direction. Hence displacement is minus h. So I think you understood the difference between distance and displacement with these examples. Thank you one and all.